So if you've been following my YouTube channel for a while, you know that I've been building this massive knex machine in my attic. But unfortunately, it's going to be coming down now for one main reason, which is that we are basically moving house. So this entire model needs to be taken down because it can't stay here. Obviously, I don't think the new owner would be quite as keen to have this in the attic as I was. But anyway, so down it is coming. But I thought I'd give a kind of final update to this project because essentially it was a bit of a failure, actually. I never finished it for various reasons, which I'm happy to share on this. Had to share as an update. I think we're a small community of knex builders on YouTube. So to give you some context, I've been building this ball machine now for probably 9 years, but there's actually parts of it that are much older than that. So when I was 17, which is approximately 15, 16 years ago now, I actually started building some of this at my parents' house. Some of the elements are that old. For example, these arches here, I built these as a university student, and I've kept them and moved them from different houses to here. This wheel here is from my parents' house, so that's from when I was age 17. And other sort of bits and pieces have come across. So, for example, when I was moving the project, something like this, little yellow pathways would have been rebuilt and repurposed. So, yeah, this is a long time. A lot of this project has come together over the years, so it's been 15 years old at this point. But basically, my previous machine, which I uploaded to YouTube back in 2016, 2017, basically all of that is in this machine. So I actually moved that in sections. I didn't take it down. I moved it all in kind of chunks and sections. So you might even recognize this flooring, for example, is straight from the machine. This lift over here is the same. This kind of spinning tower here, the base of that is the same. I changed the lift itself, but it's the same otherwise. This tower here is exactly the same. So you get the idea. So I took what was in the previous incarnation of my ball machine and basically added it and made it much bigger. I did most of the work probably in the first year of living in this house, and then essentially over time I just got less and less interested in doing it, and that was for a number of reasons. So basically reason number one was that this is my attic. I live in the UK where it's both quite cold and quite warm, so you can't really use this in the summer because it's too hot, and it's just too cold to be up here in the winter. So basically the time I can actually spend up here building it was very limited. It's kind of spring and autumn, and outside of that time it's impossible to use. And then the other problem with this machine over the long run was that it's just too complicated. It's too many things, too much to build. To give you context, there's 8 networks in the machine. So that's like there's 8 basically ball machines in one, all different, of all different styles and types, all different lifts and mechanisms and whatnot. So there's 4 on the left-hand side here, and basically 4 of these. This side of the machine is mostly finished, but not. So you can see, even though it looks huge, it's not even finished. It's kind of mad. And to give you the scale of it, if you look in here, you'll see from this angle how far it goes back. So it goes right back into the kind of, right back over here out the way, and you can see that it's pretty deep with parts and mechanisms. So essentially, just too much. There was just too much ball machine for me to realistically finish, and it was just too complicated. Nothing ever really worked properly. And for example, I just kept adding more and more ideas as time went on. So you see there's this thing here, for example, where you've got this purple roller coaster track that runs all the way around the perimeter of the attic, and essentially a ball would sit on this and get pushed around by a motorized knex roller coaster car, which is this little red thing here. So you get a picture of it, sit amongst the wires. But this is like a fan-powered little roller coaster car, and that would push balls around the top. So for example, it's just like constant adding more ideas became too much for me to keep on top of. And then on a personal note as well, I had in the last sort of 10 years I've had 3 kids. I've also did a PhD in computer science, so as you can imagine, been far too busy to spend time doing this, and also did a house renovation project all at the same time. So yeah, just never any time to finish this model off. So I think another big mistake that I made building this project was I took stuff off the previous machine and then tried to make it fit in this space, which just didn't really work. I should have built to the space as it was. I think a good example of this is this kind of mess here in the middle. So you've got this, big pre-built structure that came from the old machine just chucked in the middle here. Doesn't really fit. And you can't really see what's going on here. And this is the same, I think, with this wheel, for example, over here, this large spinning thing. It just kind of sits right in the way. I wanted to reuse it, and I just never really found a home for it. That was the best home I could find for it. The first half of this video was filmed about 6 weeks to 8 weeks ago, and so now here we are, having disassembled most of it, to be honest. I'm probably down to the last sort of 10-15% now. So you can see over there's stuff that's bagged up and sorted, ready to be moved, and then obviously there's stuff on the floor, which is kind of the part bins, and then all the other stuff that's in just a big mess to break down, really. So I'm breaking some stuff up here, and other stuff is being taken downstairs to break up where I've got a bit more space. Yeah. So yeah, last little last tower standing over there, but otherwise, yeah, end of the project, I guess. So this isn't the end of my knex making journey. Sounds a bit sad to say it, but I will be back at some point with another model, just not sure when. So you'll have to just watch this space, and well, yeah, see you all in the future.